This is New York's #1 news. Channel 7 Eyewitness News. With Liz Cho and David Novarro. And Lee Goldberg with the exclusive Accuweather forecast. Now, Eyewitness News, first at 4.
Do police have the murder weapon in the decades-old OJ Simpson case? Why investigators are now testing a knife found at his old estate. Plus a confrontation between a former pro basketball player and police. What happened when cops confronted a local schoolyard legend. And breaking news, an overturned dump truck causing big delays on the New Jersey Turnpike. We'll check in with Shannon Sohn in just a minute. And good afternoon, I'm David Novarro.
And I'm Liz Cho. We're going to begin with OJ Simpson. And right now, detectives in Los Angeles are testing a knife that is believed to have been found at Simpson's old home.
Now, police were told the knife was discovered during the demolition of the estate some time ago. So where has it been in all that time, and what significance does it have to the notorious double murder case?
ABC's Lauren Leister is in Los Angeles this afternoon with the story. Lauren.
David and Liz, the O.J. Simpson trial captivated the nation more than 20 years ago. The weapon used in the killings of his ex-wife and her friend still remain a mystery to this day. Now, though, something new emerging.
Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder.
The O.J. Simpson trial was settled decades ago, but Los Angeles police this morning clearing up a new story going around.
Regarding a alleged knife that may have been recovered, possibly in connection to O.J. Simpson case.
Los Angeles Police Department revealing how they got that knife within the last month.
The LAPD became aware of an item that was allegedly recovered by a citizen at the Rockingham property, possibly during the demolition.
That property, O.J. Simpson's old Brentwood home, demolished in 1998. Police say they're told it was an off-duty or retired police officer working in the area, there for a movie job, who claims a construction worker gave him the knife, saying it was found on the estate.
The defendant having been acquitted of...
O.J. Simpson was acquitted of murder charges in the 1994 stabbing deaths of Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ron Goldman. Simpson continues to claim he's innocent.
Powers! Whoa, slow down here.
Now, many TV viewers reliving the whole trial in a new FX miniseries, The People versus O.J. Simpson. As for what the discovery of this knife could mean...
No matter what this knife turns out to be, it won't lead to O.J. Simpson getting prosecuted again.
And that is because of double jeopardy. Police are emphasizing they're still vetting the story to figure out if it's real or made up, examining that knife for all forensics, such as DNA. Lauren Lister, Channel 7 Eyewitness News, Los Angeles.
Thank you, Lauren. Let's get back to that breaking news and backups on the New Jersey Turnpike. Because of an overturned dump truck, let's check in with Shannon Sohn. She's in Newscast 7 over Richfield Park. Shannon.
Yeah, what a mess this is. This dump truck was carrying gravel, and you can see that they're trying to get that off the road, as well as clean up whatever spill there was in terms of fuel and other fluids that were in this thing. The good news here, if there is any, is that it sort of happened in a good spot. This is the southbound side of the western spur of the Turnpike, but it happened right at that northern mixing bowl where the local and express lanes come together. So as far as the southbound traffic goes, it's really not as bad as you would think. Right here is the spot where if you're in the local lanes, you can sort of bail out and head over to the eastern spur as well, and it looks like that's what a lot of people are doing. The surprising part is how bad the delays are on the northbound side. This is a bumper-to-bumper jam-up, just rubbernecking delays here, but it takes you through the Vince Lombardi service area and takes you all the way down to the 18W tolls. Avoid this western spur. The eastern spur is going to treat you a lot better this afternoon. Reporting live over Ridgefield, Shannon Sohn, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Shannon, thank you. Quite a scene inside a courtroom in Brooklyn as the conviction of killing 3 shopkeepers was sentenced today. The killer, at one point, the killer and the son of one of the victims faced off.
Ask around. Go ask Louis Pasquino. No, you're lying. You're lying. Because you know it, I know it. He used to walk into my father's store when he's calling.
Those dramatic moments. Well, as the rant continued, the victims' families left the courtroom in disgust. Sal Perone was sentenced to 75 years, 25 for each man who was killed execution style. Families came back and gave an emotional impact statement. Even the judge had harsh words for Perone.
What did he do to you? He did nothing bad to you. My father treats you with love and respect. We all did. Everybody in that store did.
Nobody's gonna care about you, which nobody ever did. You're gonna rot in jail.
Everyone knows what I'm going to give you because
That's what he deserves, the maximum sentence the law allows him.
Well, the murders took place in the summer and fall of 2012. We're going to have much more for Inside the Courthouse coming up at 5 o'clock.
Well, he was trying to make money as a driver. Now, a father of two fighting for his life after being shot. 37-year-old Robert Castillo was shot in the head near a nightclub in Queens. Now his family and police searching for answers. Eyewitness News reporter Safan Kim in a story with the details to this story. Safan.
David, take a look at that SUV still smashed up against that pole there. Police say this incident started 2 blocks from here at a nightclub. That driver shot in the head somehow made it this far as he was trying to get away. 37-year-old Roberto Castillo, the Bronx man now clinging to life after being shot in the head early Friday morning. Doctors were able to remove the bullet from his skull, now in critical condition at Elmhurst Hospital.
He's not in good shape at all.
Cops say it was around 5 a.m. when the married father of 2 young girls picked up 4 passengers from the Bronx and dropped them off at Club Perlou in Astoria. They entered the club, quickly got into a dispute with people inside, ran back out and into Castillo's SUV. Someone followed them out and fired multiple shots at them, striking Castillo in the head. The SUV crashed into several parked cars, then into a utility pole near 35th Street and 37th Avenue. Police say Castillo was operating without a livery license. The head of the Federation of Taxi Drivers says that doesn't change what happened.
This is irrelevant in this case. We're dealing with a man that was shot, and I think that that's the real deal. Whether he was licensed or not, at that particular moment, whoever was doing that pickup would have gotten shot.
Club Perlou is no stranger to violence. Residents say it's an all too frequent occurrence. This video is showing the mayhem moments after violence broke out Friday morning.
Every night there's been problems. There's been other shootings in the club. There's been stabbings. This week alone there's probably been at least 2 other incidents. This is the 3rd one this week.
Now, those 4 passengers were not injured. They're currently being questioned by cops. There have been no arrests made so far. Coming up on Eyewitness News at 6, we'll tell you which hip-hop star was scheduled to perform last night at that nightclub and more about the history of violence there at that club. Reporting live in Astoria, Safan Kim, Channel 7. Eyewitness News.
Safan, thank you. And new at 4, police arrested a sex offender who assaulted a woman on a train in Manhattan. Investigators say 35-year-old Dawood McKelvin followed a woman onto a train and then exposed himself and then continued to follow her after she got off that train. The incident began in Union Square. McKelvin was eventually arrested by officers at the 23rd Street station.
Well, several New Jersey schools were evacuated or locked down today, and that's because for the 3rd time in 2 months, a series of threats were phoned in. Now, the threats were made in Englewood, Paramus, Teaneck, Cliffside Park, Mahwah, Waldwick, Hackensack, Fort Lee, and Oradell. Police and bomb squad officials were able to clear all of the schools by this afternoon. Similar threats were made to these districts earlier this year.
We're going to turn now to the weather, and after a morning of snow, you may be hoping for some more moderate temperatures this weekend, but we're going to have to get through some cold first. Meteorologist Lee Goldberg is outside with your Accuweather forecast. Lee.
We can definitely handle it, Liz, and there's no question about it. Kind of a classic March snowfall. Very little evidence of the snowfall once the March sun goes to work, but we have another shot of little snow this weekend ahead of our big warm-up that we'll talk about in the 7-day Accuweather forecast. But the Meadow had a coating of snow just a couple of hours ago, and now it's melted 39 degrees, so well above freezing. And here's some of the New Jersey snow totals. How about Howell, New Jersey, and Freehold over 4 inches, Whiting at 4 inches, Cheesequake coming in around 2 inches, Jefferson an inch, and Somerville about 8/10. Still waiting for some of the totals officially released from the Weather Service for Long Island and New York City, Connecticut, and Hudson Valley. But you see the snow showers leaving the east end of Long Island. There goes the storm shifting out to sea. That's a wild-looking satellite and radar. You see those lines spinning counterclockwise. That's the center of the low heading offshore, and we're still in its gusty wind field, and we will be here for the next few hours, and then the winds will back off as high pressure and clear sky moves in later on. And note on the left-hand side of the screen the next clipper that wants to bring some snow over the weekend. So wind gusts right now are in that 20 to 25 mile per hour range. It definitely feels like winter. It's biting this evening. You want to bundle up. Our temperatures are above freezing. They'll drop below in some spots. Look at how the Jersey Shore and eastern Long Island, where we got the most snowfall, 2-3 inch totals and isolated 4s. We will have some patches of black ice as we go through the overnight as as numbers drop below freezing. Our wind chills are in the 20s. Here's a planner if you're heading out on a Friday night, looking clearing skies, dropping down into the 20s later on tonight, but at least the wind backs off. We've got sun to start the day tomorrow, but maybe some snow late tomorrow night into Sunday morning, again, ahead of that big warm-up, which we'll advertise in the 7-day AccuWeather forecast. That's just a few minutes away in AccuWeather. David and Liz, back to you for now.
All right, Lee, thank you. One day after a Republican debate that will likely be remembered for its crude exchanges as much as for its substance, the presidential hopefuls are hitting the campaign trail, with Donald Trump sending a loud message to conservatives who oppose him by abruptly canceling his appearance tomorrow at the Conservative Political Action Conference. But as Trump rewrites how to run a presidential campaign, his opponents remain determined to stay in the race, hoping to convince the party they have a better chance of winning in a general election than Trump. All of this as both Democratic contenders focus on their own fight. ABC's Megan Hughes with the latest on the campaign.
Today, dual Donald Trump rallies in Michigan served up what's become typical Trump, calling out protesters.
Get out of here. Get out. Out, out, out.
Hitting the media.
I have to tell you about the media. They are the most dishonest people. Worse than Rubio. And they're worse than Cruz.
And the day after Mitt Romney laid out the case against him in Salt Lake City.
Will he talk about our policy differences? Or will he attack me with every imaginable low-road insult?
Trump delivered.
Stupid Mitt said, Donald Trump will ruin our economy. He's a stupid person.
Marco Rubio in Kansas echoing Romney's concerns.
If he's our nominee, it will split the Republican Party. And it will be the end of the modern conservative movement.
But with Trump winning 10 out of 15 states so far, can he be stopped? Some have suggested a brokered convention. The chairman of the Republican National Committee said the odds are small.
I would suggest that it's better to win.
He spoke to a conservative gathering in Washington where Trump was expected to appear tomorrow, but told them today he was canceling. Ted Cruz today in Maine was asked whether he'd consider uniting with Marco Rubio on a joint ticket.
There is only one campaign that has repeatedly beaten Donald Trump, and there is only one campaign that can and will beat Donald Trump.
Looking ahead, Saturday, Republicans will compete in 4 contests, Democrats in 3. They'll debate in Michigan on Sunday. In Washington, Megan Hughes, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Megan. Well, here are the states that are voting this weekend: Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, and Nebraska. Eyewitness News and ABC News will have complete coverage of the primaries and caucuses this weekend, and you can always get results at ABC7NY.
And one more political note for you, an example of the rift Donald Trump has created in the Republican Party. Listen to what former New Jersey governor and staunch Republican Christine Whitman said about a possible Trump nomination.
I would not vote for Donald Trump. I could write in somebody depending on what happens in the course of the campaign, but if I thought it was a close one and it was Hillary Clinton against Donald Trump, I could vote for her. Not happily, not willingly, but I would do it.
It's quite a statement right there. You could hear more of Whitman's take on the presidential race this Sunday morning at 11 a.m. on Up Close.
New Jersey transit officials and a coalition of 11 rail unions meeting with federal regulators in a last-ditch effort to avoid a strike. Both sides say these are their final talks before the March 13th strike deadline. New Jersey Transit has rejected a federal recommendation to give transit workers an average 2.6% annual wage increase over the next 6 years. Yesterday, transit officials laid out a contingency plan that would only accommodate about 38% of commuters.
And still to come on Eyewitness News, first to 4, a basketball player accused with fighting with police. What really happened when officers confronted a local high school legend and former pro player?
And the autopsy results are in. What did Bobby Christina Brown have in her system when she went underwater in a bathtub? And what was the one thing investigators could not determine?
When it's 5 o'clock, you're busy, and so are we.
Channel 7 Eyewitness News, gathering the latest breaking news with reporters live across the tri-state. Sade Batterinois, Diana Williams, and Lee Goldberg with Accuweather. Eyewitness News at 5.
How does Time Warner Cable Business Class power small business success?
With a network serving customers from coast to coast. And a team of thousands all doing our part.
To give you service that you can rely on.
Bundle 10 meg high-speed internet, phone, and Wi-Fi hotspot access for $89.98 per month. Ask how to get a $200 Visa prepaid card.
We've got a range of internet bundles that are just your speed.
Backed by customer support that works as hard as you do. And with a money-back guarantee, your decision is easy.
Bundle 10 meg high-speed internet, phone, and Wi-Fi hotspot access for $89.98 per month. Ask how to get a $200 Visa prepaid card.